Israel might have just carried out one of the coolest attacks in modern warfare. If you've been looking at the news at all this week, then you've most likely seen reports of pagers blowing up in Hezbollah fighters' pockets all over Lebanon. Well, those reports that you saw are true. I'm going to give you all of the details we have on this right now and just how insanely crazy this operation really was. I'm Justin, and this is the Israel Guys. Welcome to the Israel Guys, where we believe that in a world of Jew hatred and anti-Israel propaganda, you should have a direct connection to the land and people of Israel. Guys, as I'm sure you've probably already heard, if you've been paying attention to the news at all this week, Israel just carried out a crazy attack on Hezbollah inside of Lebanon. And when I say crazy, I mean reports of thousands of pagers randomly exploding in the pockets of Hezbollah terrorists. Yes, this actually happened. They all exploded approximately around the same time, causing, at the time of recording, this was the number I saw, 4,000 injuries and 11 deaths, according to the Lebanese Ministry of Health. Now, this number will most likely change. Details are still coming out about the whole incident. It just happened yesterday. One thing we do know, Israel just carried out one of the most successful, precise strikes in modern warfare. Most likely, it was the Mossad who was behind this. A Hezbollah official who spoke anonymously to the media said that, quote, "The explosion is the biggest security breach that Hezbollah has seen since the war started, since they joined the war against Israel on October 8th. Jonathan Panikoff, Deputy National Intelligence Officer for the Near East at the National Intelligence Council, said that, quote, "This is definitely the biggest counterintelligence failure that Hezbollah has suffered in decades." Something really interesting, fascinating that just came out is that a report came out that Israel might have carried out this attack ahead of schedule due to concerns that two Hezbollah members were getting suspicious about their pagers. 3 U.S. officials confirmed to Axios that the secret operation went ahead early because of fears that it was about to be discovered by the terrorist group. Okay, so we know this was a crazy attack. Wild, absolutely insane, but how did they do it? As I said before, details are still coming out. There's tons of speculation. I was scrolling through Twitter this morning, tons of different ideas and speculation. But somebody wrote this up on Twitter or X about just how insane this operation would have to be. I found this really interesting. They said, if we start from the very beginning, Israel would have to know that Hezbollah was planning on switching pagers or getting new pagers. This would require intelligence penetration into their logistical and information security units to get a heads up that such an acquisition is being considered. Once they know that, Israel would have to identify the supplier or whoever is going to be providing Hezbollah with the shipment of pagers. Once they are identified, which in this case looks like an Iranian company or government entity, Israel would have to locate the shipment physically. Locating the shipment would require penetration into the internal systems of the company/entity supplying the items. Once the shipment is located, Israel would have to wait for it to be in one place, say a warehouse or something similar, awaiting immediate shipment. At this point, the window for action would be narrow, and Israel would have to execute a meticulously planned operation. In a clandestine raid, potentially involving hundreds of Mossad agents, they would hit the factory at night, open all of the pagers, record the numbers, insert the explosives, and then reseal all of the packages with precision to prevent any suspicion of tampering. Once the pagers are delivered, it would be a matter of activating the explosives and dialing the numbers to increase the chance of causing severe injury or death. So, absolutely insane, right? Just thinking about how much work and how much meticulous planning literally would have to go into this operation. Honestly, we might not ever know exactly what happened. It might not ever come out exactly the exact details of what happened, but we are going to get into what we do know in just 1 second. But first, Israel's brave soldiers put their lives on the line every day to defend the land of Israel and to protect innocent lives. But when the battle ends, their fight continues. Take Lieutenant Colonel Mayan Mullah, for example. He served heroically in Gaza, confronting the terror of Hamas head on. Ambushed and struck by over 140 pieces of shrapnel, Mayan has undergone 7 surgeries and is now permanently disabled, unable to work or to fully be with his family. While Mayan fights to recover, his family is fighting to survive. With mounting medical bills, housing needs, and daily expenses, their struggle is unimaginable. Mayan's story is just one of many. IDF soldiers have sacrificed everything to protect the Jewish people and the free world. Now it's our turn to stand with them. Your donation can make a difference, help provide food, housing, and critical care for Mayan and other wounded heroes. Together, we can ensure these brave soldiers and their families receive the support they deserve. Donate now at the link below. Stand with Israel's wounded warriors because they've already stood for us. Again, just click that link in the description below to donate today. According to a New York Times article, anonymous American officials said the pagers, which Hezbollah had ordered from a company called Gold Apollo in Taiwan, had been tampered with before they reached Lebanon. Now, something to point out is we don't know exactly if it came from Taiwan. There's different reports coming out that it was a Taiwanese company, but it came from Hungary or something like that. I'm not sure exactly where the pagers originally came from. I'm sure more details will be coming out in the following days. But one thing we do pretty much know for sure is that they were tampered with before they reached Lebanon. 2 of the U.S. officials said that the explosive material, as little as 1 to 2 ounces, was implanted next to the battery in each pager. A switch was also embedded that could be triggered remotely to detonate the explosives. At 3:30 p.m. in Lebanon, the pagers received a message that appeared as though it was coming from Hezbollah's leadership, but instead, the message activated the explosives after a 3-second beeping. Lebanon's health minister told state media at least 11 people were killed and more than 2,700 injured. I saw another report that said there were 4,000 injured. Of course, Hezbollah blamed Israel, but as of this point, as of recording time, Israel has not commented on the attack yet. A research specialist at the software company WithSecure said, quote, "These pagers were likely modified in some way to cause these types of explosions. The size and strength of the explosion indicates it was not just the battery." At first, a lot of people were saying maybe it was the battery. Somehow Israel made the batteries heat up and then it blew up or something like that. But from the videos and the reports, it looks like the explosions were too big to be just something like that. There was definitely some kind of explosive material placed in the pagers. One Israeli media is reporting that it was pentorithrotol or PETN placed in the pagers. One thing we do know for sure, this was crazy. Israel just did an insane operation on Hezbollah. Hopefully Hezbollah gets the message. Hopefully they understand that Israel is serious. They mean business. And that if you mess with the state of Israel, Israel will mess with you. And God is on the side of Israel, so we know ultimately that Israel is going to win in the end, but still continue to pray for the nation of Israel, pray for safety and protection for them. Even scrolling through Twitter this morning, I saw there's so many posts, just people talking about how Israel was harming civilians. Even in this amazing operation that Israel did, there's still haters. There's still people saying, no, Israel has no right to self-defense. Guys, Israel is surrounded by enemies on all sides, and they are in a fight for their survival. So they need our support. They need our prayers more than ever. Before I end the show here, guys, I want to play you this trailer from a new series that we made here at the Israel Guys. We're super, super excited about, and it's coming out very soon in the next couple weeks.
You may not have heard about Israel's biblical heartland or even Judea and Samaria, but have you heard of the West Bank? How about the occupied territories? Yeah, I thought so.
Today's mission is to get a real good up-close look at the real estate that the world is completely obsessed with. This would be one of the prime locations that a hostile terrorist organization, they would come to this point to launch attacks against Israel.
One of the most significant and important discoveries of all times was made right here. This spot is in Judea and Samaria.
The two-state solution is dead. Jews don't support the idea. Arabs don't support the idea. It would mean more violence and death for Israel and more oppression for the Palestinians who live here.
Hey, look at all these cars. What in the world are they all doing here? Well, we're on the border. This is the border between West Bank so-called, and Israel proper.
All of the buildings that are in the Arab villages, around the Arab villages being built on empty land, majority of them are completely empty.
Guys, the first episode is coming out on September 29th. Super excited about this new series. It's your chance to learn all about the complex issues of Judea and Samaria, also joining a movement that's working towards a concrete path forward for Israel in regards to this very, very important place, the heartland of Israel, Judea and Samaria, where I'm sitting right now. Guys, don't forget to support the wounded soldiers of the IDF. Just click the link in the description below to support them today. Let me know in the comment section below what you think about this topic. If you support Israel, where you're supporting Israel from, or if you're a new viewer, love to interact with you guys there in the comment section. As always, stop listening to the lies and propaganda. Connect with the truth of what is happening here in Israel. We'll be back soon here at the Israel Guys. Catch you in the next one.